Okay, welcome back. It's been a while since I've done a video, but been really busy, all right, with school and everything, but I'm back with a beauty of a video, okay? It's worth the wait. I'm gonna be going over my current workout split. This is a training split, which after 5 or 6 years, I think, as of this moment, is the best possible workout split you could do as a natural lifter. Okay. I'm always of the opinion that natural lifters should opt in for a low volume, lower volume ish, high intensity, very high intensity workout splits. And what that's going to entail is basically 4 or 5 days max in the gym per week and around 5 to 10 sets to failure per exercise. What's more, also, it's going to be maximum, I would say, 10 reps and minimum 5, 6 reps. Okay. I used to, if you go back and watch my other videos, I did used to do higher volume, higher reps. I wouldn't go too crazy with the volume, but I would do like sets of 12, 15, even sometimes I'll do sets of 20 on like lateral raises. I do like 3 sets till failure for each exercise. Whereas right now I'll probably only do maximum 2. For some exercises, I'll only even do 1 set till absolute failure. But when I used to train and used to do higher volume, it was effective. I grew a lot of muscle, but in the long run, if I wanted to keep on seeing gains, it was important for me to lower my volume and, what's more importantly, up my intensity. And this might surprise you, but I literally do now like very, very low volume, but I do insanely high intensity to the point where, like, after every workout, I'm dead. Like, I can sometimes do, on my chest days, I'll do like 5 sets, and then like by the 5th set, I'll be like, I'm done. Like, I can't do side delts, I can't do triceps. I have to go home. You know what I mean? So for me, and I've seen growth. Last time I spoke with you guys, I've grown, especially in my upper chest. So this type of training does work. Now, I'm not saying that this is the only type of training that works, but I am saying that for natural lifters, you want to maximize recovery and you want to get the best bang for your buck. You don't want to accumulate too much fatigue in your workouts. Instead, you want to make your workouts extremely hard and relatively short and low volume. But enough of me yapping. Let me get on with my workout split, and I'll explain more in detail as we go forward. So my split is based on what I need, okay? A lot of you, when looking at my split, will realize that, well, this guy is dedicating 1 day to his chest or 1 day to his back and he's not doing anything else. That's because this is based on my physique and what my physique needs, right? My weak points, what I'm lacking, how can I fill out my physique so that it looks more aesthetic, more proportional. This is not for everyone, okay? So obviously this is biased towards my physique, but at the same time, the philosophy behind this split and the logic behind the split can be applied to every single one of your splits, okay? And I'll explain into detail how you can maybe adjust my split based on your needs. Obviously, I don't know you, but it will make more sense as I go forward. So, and it's not based on weekdays, right? Oh my God, my neighbor's making so much noise. It's not based on weekdays, okay? I will train. I train when I'm fully recovered. I'm not in pain. I'm not sore. I don't train on Monday, rest Tuesday, on Wednesday, rest. Like sometimes I'll go 2 days without training if I'm caught up with work. Sometimes I'll go 4 days in a row with training if I'm really feeling it, if I'm sleeping well. So it's not based on weekdays. But having said that, I don't train more than 5 days a week. So if I go, 4 days with training, I'll take one rest day, then I'll take another rest day maybe, and do one more training day. So it's not based on weekdays. I don't have a set plan. I just have a number of days in which I train throughout the week, which is 4 or 5. Okay. So here's the split. Let me move myself. So legs, chest, back, SARMs. Now, considering this is a 4-day split, I really don't have a starting day, right? Because since I don't train based on weekdays, I don't have a starting day. So let's just say I'm starting with legs, just for arbitrary reasons. Not because legs are the most important, although for those of you who are doing a structured program, you may want to choose legs first because you want to be resting before you hit legs, and you maybe want to be resting after you hit legs. And they are the hardest part, hardest body part to train. So you kind of want to get them out the way, right? But that's my split, okay? Legs, chest, back, SARMs. Now, I may do legs rest, chest rest, back rest, SARMs rest. legs, or I may do legs, chest rest, backs, arms rest. It really depends. But those are my 4 training days so far. Exercises are based on what I feel I need to work on. Okay, what I feel, what are my favorite exercises? The exercises which I get the best stretch, the most amount of tension, the best pumps. So, for example, for my back day, right, I may do more exercises for my lats than my upper back, which you'll find. That's because I need to work on my lats more, my width more than my thickness, right? But regardless, I'll always take a rest day on Sunday. Okay, no matter what no matter how many times I've trained throughout the day, I'll just rest on Sundays just to make sure that I'm recovering enough throughout the week. Even if I've rested on Saturday, I'll still choose to rest on Sunday. So first up is leg day. Now, my go-to, I used to start with leg extensions to pre-exhaust my quads, and then I'll go on to a big compound lift. But I've recently started with the big compound lifts first, go heavy, target the most muscle building exercises first to get the best bang for your buck. The same with chest, right? I used to do chest flies before my incline press. Now I start with incline press. The same applies to quads. Same applies to legs. So I'll start with the heavy squat, hack squat, Smith squat. And I'll do, 2 sets of 5 to 8 reps. So very heavy, really slow eccentric on the descents. Just insanely intense sets, right? I'll sometimes even just do 1 top set of 5 to 8 reps. Just go to all out failure. And then I'll move on to leg extensions. So I'll move on to the isolation movement to really just burn out the quads, just finish the quads off. I found that you get a much different muscle contraction when you do your leg extension after your quads than you do when you would before. So here's the tricky thing about choosing what to start with, whether you want to start with hack squats or leg extensions. If you want to get a better mind muscle connection on your squats, start with leg extensions. If you want to get a better mind muscle connection on your leg extensions, start with your hack squats. But more than that, you build more muscle with squats than you do with leg extensions. So just start off with the most important exercises in general. That's what I've found. And that's what I've learned recently. Some of you guys will remember that I used to start with isolation movements to pre-exhaust. And while that does produce growth, I found that this is more effective than long run because you can really progressively overload, get stronger on those big squats, and grow bigger legs because of that. So the first 2 movements are non-negotiable. I haven't changed these out of my split since I could remember, right? Maybe like the first year I used to do like cringe like barbell squats, but for the past like 3-4 years, hack squat, Smith squat, leg extensions were a staple. Now, recently, I've thrown back in the adductor machine. I stopped doing it for like a year or so because I would like whenever I'm walking, right, my thighs are like touching and they like rub against each other. And so I thought I don't really need big adductors, but I realized that if you want to grow, the easiest way to make your legs look bigger, because squats are hard, right? Leg extensions are hard, but adductor machine isn't really that hard. Okay, it's not that you don't accumulate that much fatigue, and it makes your legs look way wider. So I thought, best bang for your buck, adductor machine. I'll throw that back in there. A lot of people do ignore, your inner quads, which are your adductors. Now, some people say that, well, if you do a wide enough squat or a wide enough leg press, then that's going to work your adductors, which is true, but the way I do my hack squats or my sissy squats or my Smith squats is very narrow stance. I may have said this before, but that's really going to target your quads better. Sometimes I even go like up on my toes. Like I just go like really, really deep on my toes, keep my feet close together, which is targeting solely my quads, like literally just on my quads. No glutes, no adductors. So I do need to throw in some extra adductor work. And then I'll always do a hamstring curl. Now I do my seated hamstring curls, not lying hamstring curls anymore. I found that they produce way more growth. You get a better stretch, generate stretch-mediated hypertrophy. Whereas when you're doing a lying ham curl, you're just shortening your hamstring. You're not getting that stretch, which you do need for growth. To be honest, that's a really important factor for growth. But I always do them after I do my quads, because then the pad which locks you in position on the seated ham curl, you're going to be locked in once your quads are pumped, right? You're going to be really, really tight in there, which is really, really important. So you can just focus on isolating your hamstrings. Just biggest thing here, just make sure you get a big stretch at the top, big, deep, painful stretch. And if I have the energy, I'll throw in a calf raise. To be honest, I've been skipping calves for like, it's been a while since I've hit calves. I just, you know, I just skip them. But sometimes I do them on my chest day. But recently I've been skipping them because they're not a priority for me. Priority is upper legs, but I should be training calves more. And when I do have enough energy, I'll definitely do calves. Very rarely do I do like hip thrusts or glutes. And I do want to throw in RDLs more often as well, because RDLs are great at building up your hamstrings. I don't think it's enough just to do hamstring curls. You do want to be doing some RDLs as well, but those are optional, okay? Most of the time, I'll just be dead after these 4 exercises. Sometimes I'll even just do like a leg extension, sissy squat, superset, hamstring curl, and adductor machine, and I'll just be dead. So like sometimes I don't even do like big heavy squats. I'll just do a superset with a leg extension and bodyweight sissy squats. But that's how the legs go. I don't know what else would I add in there. Maybe a leg press. I used to do leg press, but I just prefer squats than leg presses, to be honest. I just, yeah, it's just a personal preference. If you prefer leg presses, you could just instead of that saying squat, just imagine leg press, and that would still produce, you know, similar results. But my anatomy, my preference is a squat variation. Definitely not a barbell squat, more a machine squat. Okay, now chest. Wait, what am I doing? Why is this? Oh my god. Oh my god, why is this not moving? Okay, there we go. So chest is incredibly simple. Now, that said, I do start with an incline press variation. Okay, that is a staple. I'll always start with incline now. I won't start with chest flies. I'm been focusing on really getting stronger on my incline dumbbell, really slowing down the eccentric, really like holding the stretch at the bottom. My upper chest has blown up. That's the only thing that's really grown in recently. And I'm really happy about that because I never could grow it. And how I grew it very recently, my chest genetics aren't the best, but how I did grow it was I literally, for once in my life, started focusing on progressively overloading, going heavy, sometimes maybe even not ego lifting, because my form is immaculate. Like I'll control it for 4 seconds, but maybe, you know, get like 5 reps of really slow and controlled, really heavy reps, and flaring my elbows 90 degrees instead of tucking them in. That's really what's blown up my my upper chest recently. But just not being afraid, choosing a heavy weight, and just getting, you know, aiming for that 5 rep mark. If I get 5 reps, I'm happy. I'll use the same weight next time. Just really pushing my weight, like not being afraid, not trying to be like, oh, I'll just use a weight which I can get 12 reps. No, I'm going in there, I'm choosing a heavy weight. And that's, if you want me to be honest with you guys, that's what's allowing me to see growth. Really slow descent, really painful stretch at the bottom, ripping your pecs apart, and heavy weight, low reps, 5 to 8 reps max. So I'll do an incline dumbbell press, 2 sets of 5 to 8 or 6 to 10. And then maybe I'll move on to a Smith press and do 1 set of 6 to 8 as well, incline Smith press. And then I'll do like a flat machine press or flat Smith press or flat dumbbell press for 1 set of 5 to 8 reps. And then lastly, I'll finish off with 1 set. So 1 set of chest flies on the pec deck or a seated cable chest fly. But literally maximum amount of sets I do for chest is 5 sets. Okay. I'm telling you right now, if you want to grow your chest, 5 sets maximum in the lowest hypertrophic rep range possible. So like 5 to 8, going as heavy as you can with slowest eccentric as possible, the deepest stretch as possible. That's how you're going to grow your chest. I'm being 100% honest with you guys. This is revolutionary once you understand this about chest. You can just finish chest within like 30, 40 minutes. You can do it on its own day. That's what I've been doing. If I have time, I'll, you know, throw in a side delts or a tricep extension. But typically I'm so gassed that I'll just do chest on one day. And this is how I order it. Okay. Prioritize incline pressing, heavy, slow and controlled reps, flat press, heavy, slow and controlled reps, and finish off with burning out the pecs with a pec deck, and maximum 5 reps. Okay. Low volume, high intensity for chest. That is the secret. It's really that simple. I don't want to confuse you guys. That's literally just do that and you'll be good for the rest of your life. This right here, nothing will ever have to change for the rest of your life. Yeah, it's really that simple. All right, back. So for back, I focus more on my lats. I always have, because, and I still do to this day, because my upper back is much more developed. It's much thicker. My traps are, pretty good. I just need to worry about getting that V taper and getting wider. So I'll start off with a wide grip lat pull down. I've been doing that for ages now. Been seeing really, really good progress. Those lower lats are coming in nicely. Slow and controlled on the eccentric, squeezing those lower lats. And yeah, I love wide grip lat pull down. That's what I've landed on. Obviously, my gym has limited equipment, but I honestly think that should be a staple in everyone's back day. Wide grip lat pull downs. And then I'll do a neutral grip row for lats, not for upper back. So what you want for lats, you want to get regional hypertrophy in the planar by pulling down, and you want to get regional hypertrophy by rowing. And the way to do that is obviously maybe a pull up or a lat pull down, and then a neutral grip cable row. Although I avoid doing those. If I'm going to do a neutral grip cable row, I'll do a single arm neutral grip cable row. I find the range of motion is way better. You can target your lower lats better. I've been doing recently single arm dumbbell rows, which are insane, really, really good. That T-bar row, chest supported T-bar row, but the neutral grip attachment for the lats, so the one that's like this rather than this, those are great for growing your lats as well. What else? And lat pullovers. Yeah, I'll typically do lat pullovers at the end if I have the energy. But once I do, a wide grip lat pull down and some sort of row for the lats, I'll then move on to 1 or 2 chest supported rows for the upper back. So that's a seated chest supported row, pulling your elbows into your armpits, squeezing your retracting your scapula, or a chest supported dumbbell row, basically, flaring your elbows 90 degrees and squeezing your traps together, not your lats, right? They're two different parts of your musculature. So make sure that you feel 2 different types of contractions. And then once I'm done those, if I feel up for it, I'll just do a cable rope lat pullover or a lat pullover machine to really burn out the lats. Obviously, this is lat biased most of the time. Sometimes I won't even do an upper back row. Sometimes I'll just do 3 lat exercises and just go to a complete failure. 2 sets on each, 6 to 8 reps, slow, eccentric, big stretch. But yeah, this is the plan that you need to follow if you want big back. Just my opinion. Again, I've been pushing the weight. I haven't been scared. I used to be like such a pussy. I used to be like, oh, I'll just aim for the 8 to 12 rep range, because I was like, I didn't want to injure my shoulder or whatever. And obviously you should warm up, you should be careful, but you have to lift heavy weights. I've realized, obviously slow and controlled within the hypertrophic rep range, but I think it maximizes recovery. Make sure that you're progressively overloading. But that I think that 6 to 10, 5 to 8 even rep range is just supreme. Like the growth I've seen recently by just sticking to those heavier weights, focusing on the eccentric, has just been insane. So yeah, that's the secret for back. And now for SARMs, shoulders and arms. I'll start off with biceps, because biceps are my weaker, with either single arm machine preacher curls, or I'll do double arm, just depending on how much time I have. Single arm allows you to focus on your weaker side, if your one arm is smaller than the other, which is typical for many people, then you can focus on your smaller side first and then immediately switch to your next arm. I also do, the attachment that this fella is doing, but I also use the neutral grip attachment to do preacher hammer curls as well. So I'll do 2 sets of the normal grip, then I'll move on to the hammer grip and do another 2 sets of 6 to 8 reps. Those have blown up my arms as well, because you're isolating your brachialis and your short head. Whereas if you're doing normal dumbbell curls, you can maybe use a bit of momentum. You're not in a you can't really target it as well, because you have nothing to rest your arms against. So I just think this machine is superior. You are getting a stretch at the bottom, despite maybe you think that you don't, just because you end before you fully extend your arm, but you are getting a good enough stretch. I will sometimes do incline dumbbell curls with the bench, or hammer curls with dumbbells, but these 2 movements have been my go-to for biceps. And then for triceps, I actually have stopped doing push downs recently, and I've been focusing on overhead extensions, 2 sets of overhead extensions for 6 to 8 reps. really just pausing in the stretch, squeezing, slow, pausing in the stretch. And those I've seen insane growth, because I used to just do tricep push downs because they were easier. I like them better. But if you want bigger triceps, you need to bias your long head. And in order to bias your long head, which is, the thing that's going to make your arms look, bubbly, and it's going to give you that tricep sweep, you need to do overhead extensions. So, and the literature does suggest that overhead extensions are more hypertrophic because the long head is bigger than your lateral head or medial head, than push downs. So if you're doing push downs only right now, swap to extensions, do that for a month, and I guarantee you'll see some growth, because you most likely haven't been applying that much effort to doing your overhead extensions. And then I'll do lateral raises, simple lateral raises. Sometimes I'll do death sets. So I'll do like six sets of 8 reps with 10-second rest between sets. Those burn. Those have really blown up my side delts, actually, despite my philosophy now being heavy, low reps, heavy sets, controlled sets. I do like to throw those in there for the pump. The pump is insane, and it's a really good way to push the intensity, because I'm not going that high volume on everything else. I save that, it's not really high volume. I guess it is. It's more of an intensity technique than it is like a high volume technique. But either way, I save that six sets of 8 reps with 10-second rest between sets for lateral raises. I do them sitting down. But if I don't do those, then I'll just do 2 sets of, heavy lateral raises, controlled on the way down, pausing at the top, flexing my side delt at the top. And then finally, I'll do a reverse pec deck machine, like the fella on the right here. I won't do it sitting down, though. I will do it standing and leaning in towards, some of you will know what I'm talking about, leaning in towards the pad, so that your body's like this. And if I don't do that, again, I'll do like 2 sets of 6 to 8 reps. If I don't do that, with partials at the end, by the way. Oh, another thing. Once, the grip that guy's using, after I fail on that grip, I got this from another YouTuber, a TNF, and he did he swapped that with this grip after he failed on the first set, and then just took the other set to failure. And I found that it's really cool because it gives you like a completely different contraction. And yeah, and it ups the intensity of your set, especially if you don't get as many reps as you want to on your first set. You can just do a rest pause with the other grip. If I don't do that, although, I'll just do bent over dumbbell lateral raises for 2 sets, 2 heavy sets as well. Those are great as well. I might even do death sets with those. But I believe that is it. Okay, already 22 minutes in, so that's kind of crazy. But just in conclusion, I'll link the split in the comment section. Hopefully I'll find out how to do that. But essentially what I've realized is you can't be a pussy. You have to pick up those heavier weights than you were going to do. Okay. That's one way you can progressively overload. If you're used to doing a certain weight for a certain amount of reps, and you're like, oh, should I do those weights? Should I do those weights? I don't know if I'll get 6 reps. I could maybe just get 5 reps. Then choose those weights. That's my biggest piece of advice that I've learned recently. Choose the heavy weights and just control the eccentric. Take 3-4 seconds on the eccentric. Pause in the stretch. And just, control the heavy weight. That's all I can say. That's the best way I can articulate myself. Control the heaviest weight possible. Okay. Lower your rep range. Okay, guys. Don't, I'd say back off the 8 to 12. Maybe make it 6 to 8. Make it 6 to 10. Make it 5 to 8 if you have to. But what I've realized is the lowest reps possible within a hypertrophic rep range, the slowest descent you can possibly do, and the deepest stretch you can possibly get 4 to 5 days a week. That's really going to allow you to, get stronger. Your body's going to adapt to you lifting heavier weights by packing on more musculature to your frame. And that's just the biggest lesson I've learned in our quick hiatus. I don't know how long it's been since I've uploaded. It's been a couple weeks maybe, but I'll stop yapping. A very long ass video. Thank you for watching. Hopefully I'll be coming back with more frequent videos. Just been very busy at the moment, but I appreciate the support. Please like and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, more fitness content, and let me know in the comments any video suggestions you guys have, what topics you want me to cover. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.